Hello everyone, welcome to my Let's Play. Today we're going to be fighting in the Fallen Angel, but before we do that, we have 38 weapon parts, so what we want to do is we want to move to the Ark and upgrade them. And in this, at the start of the game, you really want to focus almost exclusively, actually exclusively, on upgrading your silent weapons. Upgrading the regular weapons, that will come later on, but the silent weapons are the most important thing, so you want to focus on that. Really gonna be.
I'm happy that you took on this mission to find Hammond. As you go deeper into the zone, questions will arise in your heads. You'll ask yourselves how this world became a wasteland. I'll tell you. A long time ago, a strange disease sprang up in a city not too far from here. A vicious disease. The eyes of the victims would go red. They would bleed from their ears. Hence its infamous nom de plume, the Red Plague. Within 40 years, the plague destroyed most of the human race. A quick rake of death, scraping across the face of the planet. It was nature's revenge. Revenge against the greed, the arrogance, the egos of humans who thought they were gods. We call these fools the Ancients. We don't worship the Ancients like the madman in the zone do. Because our salvation doesn't depend on false gods who live in the heavens. It doesn't depend on a mirage of paradise beyond the zone. Our salvation depends on us. Us means humans and mutants together. And as two of our resident mutants, I bet you wonder who you are, where you come from. I wonder too. We all do. When I found you in the zone, you were shivering, naked, memories completely wiped. We took you in, taught you, and now you serve us as our hunters, our trackers, our warriors. We are indebted to you, stalkers. Never turn on each other. Hear me?
Okay, so we were found without our memories in the middle of nowhere. That is interesting.
Survive and persevere, my brave stalkers.
I mean, I gotta say, it just keeps supporting my theory that we're not so sure that he's a good guy. Because, like, I mean, so we don't have any memories of what happened to us. He found us, so it's even more of a reason that he can tell us anything. I really don't know if he's a good or a bad guy, but it's just, I feel like the game is kind of making you think about it. Just the little things, you know? That's what the Elder said. He said, and then the things he says, like, you know, makes you wonder, you have questions, he's kind of instilling in you to maybe not have questions and stuff like that, and it's just, I don't know, it's just, I am not sure how much I trust him, and now we are like,
heard you met some of them ghouls in the weird outfits out there. They call them shamans or something. Their screams alert nearby ghouls and sends them running straight for you. Next time you see a shaman, shut him up before all hell breaks loose.
Couldn't you have told me before I met the shaman, not after? Apparently not. Okay, so we have two silent weapons. We have the crossbow and the ancient pistol. I'm going to be upgrading the crossbow, I think. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter which one. I'll do the crossbow first. Oh, and we have another attachment. So we're going to take the ancient pistol and we're going to give this attachment to it so we can increase the crit chance on this weapon, and we also have a chance to disable robotic enemies, and this is going to be very useful when we fight the medbot that we have, because now we have like a 20% chance that we might be able to disable him, which should be cool. And now, what you could do, I want to show you in Iridia's shop.
My favorite, the Molotov Cocktail. Simple and effective. Light it, throw it, watch the world burn.
I actually love that she talks about it, because I was going to talk to you about grenades. That's like the info for this episode I get is we have 3 types of grenades. Essentially, we have hand grenades. Well, 4 actually. We have hand grenades, which are regular grenades that do a certain amount of damage and can also destroy covers. Then we have the Molotovs, which is what she talked about, and they burn targets for 2 turns. Actually, for more if you get an artifact upgrade, which I'm gonna show you in a minute. And you can. What they do is they essentially like turn the ground on fire. And then everyone who is there, he will be on fire for a certain amount of turns, for 2 turns, and then they'll burn, and by burn I mean they will get 1 damage. Then you have a smoke grenades, which are really interesting because they block line of sight, both to you and to your enemy. They also put out a fire, but the blocking line of sight is very interesting because if you put a smoke grenade on yourself, no one can attack you, which is very interesting and very useful, even though it might not sound like it. There's one more type of grenade that you cannot see at the moment, and those are EMP grenades, and those are grenades that disable robotic enemies, which are really cool. I'm not going to buy any of these, but I did want to show you the grenades. Now, next up, we have to move to the Prips place because we have 2 artifacts, so we can use them to get some sort of a cool upgrade. Oh yeah, and you can see, and this is what I love. So we have Dax and Barman here, but we also have Selma here because she's in our group. Isn't that cool that they just like add her here? That's really cool. I love that. So because I want to move to the Ranger artifact skill as fast as I can, I'm gonna definitely take the Pyromania. Some of you might want to take the Deal Maker aside from the move. If you want to do that, then do that. But for us, it's really important to get to the Ranger as fast as we can because this is such a huge upgrade and will really change the game. So you want to get it as soon as you can. So that's why we're going to go with the Pyromania. It's +1 fire damage to Molotovs per turn. We don't care so much about this, but we do need it for the sake of moving further. And then we have this kind of level for which we need 2 artifacts. I personally like the Blaster Master out of this one. The Medic, like I said, I'm not going to be using because we can do a lot of things without getting hurt. Or even if we do get hurt, I mean, I already have two med kits and we're going to gain plenty over the time. The Blaster Master is what I like. Increases grenade damage by 4, which is great. And then Technophobe also sounds good. I haven't really used this much, but it seems like it would be pretty great actually. Let me redo the Pyromania and then we're going to move to the Fallen Angel. Some folks reckon playing with fire is a bad thing. I beg to differ. Therefore, I'm giving you some of Prip's very own grog brewing information. This should spice the hell up out of your life? What? Okay. This should spice the hell up out of your love life or burn it to the ground. Anyway, who cares, right? What?
Later, stalkers. Good hunting.
I felt like the joke just went over my head. Do you guys understand the joke? Because I don't. Never mind. I'm not sure if I even want to know, but it just definitely went over my head. Sorry for that, guys. Okay, let's go back to the Fallen Angel and let's go fight. Now, there's a slight problem. We need the Hog Rush ability for this one, and we don't get it yet. So like I was talking about to you, we shouldn't fight the Butchers before we fight the other guys. Well, that would be great, except we do need to level up. So first thing we're gonna do is, as maybe you remember, there's a group of a lot of enemies here on the left. Yeah, but if you move from behind, there's one hunter that's kind of walking back and forth. So what I'm gonna be doing is fighting him. Okay, we have a note. Alpha level clearance only. Mimir emergency protocol. Article 1. In the event of a compromised government, key holders will be summoned to location Theta. Orders will then be issued depending on the level of emergency. Article 2. In the event of a hostile infringement by foreign or internal parties, key holders will be summoned to location Nova. Key holders must be accompanied by at least 5+ enforcers. Extraction choppers are stationed in the following locations. Okay, so in case of emergency, we know what to do. Fortunately, the agents clearly didn't do it, because otherwise they'd still be alive. Let me open up this chest. We might want to use it for the fight. And I want to know what's in it. What is this? Explore helm. Wearer is immune to critical hits. This is great for us. A tough helmet which once protected ancient explorers in their conquest of the unknown. The thick and sturdy construction will protect its wearer against critical hits. Like I said, we're going to be coming from the back because there's a hunter here. It's going to be walking back and forth. We're going to kill him using Dex's Skull Splitter ability. I'm going to fast forward for you until we find that hunter. Didn't have to wait around with me. Okay, the hunter's coming. We're gonna attack him now. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use ducks. And you can see that he has a 100% shot from where he is, so we're just gonna use the skull splitter and go from the position where he is. We get a critical hit, which is fantastic. He's also on fire, which is nice, but not essential in this fight. And then Selma's just gonna finish him off. Remember that you cannot use Bormin, because Bormin doesn't have a silent weapon. Okay, we can take the loot now. Pretty cool. I'm also gonna take this scrap. Now we still haven't gotten to the next level, which is a bit of a problem for us, because like I said, we're gonna need Hog Rush for a lot of these fights. So at this point, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my people, run around the back. Let me actually go up through here just to see if there's an enemy there. I don't think so. Okay. Okay, we get a broken gun, but no enemies. Okay. We're gonna move down there where there was like the lonely butchers, and we're gonna kill some of them just to level ourselves up so that we can get the Hog Rush ability on Bormin. Okay, we have a butcher here, so let's just attack him. Again, you're gonna want to use one of your people with silent weapon, which for example is ducks. So let me move him close and kill off the butcher. Perfect.
Serves you right.
Stone cold.
Okay, now we have leveled up.
Hey, follow me.
So what we can do at this point, this is going to be very important. Let me just move to closer to our enemies so we can see them. Yep, here. We can actually level up Bormin and get the Hog Rush Mutation. This is so important. What does this do? This can destroy covers, that's not the important part, and it knocks out enemies for 1 turn, which means that I can make an enemy stop moving, and that means I now have 2 turns. The first like player turn that I have, then during the enemy turn the enemy is knocked out. Then I have a second turn where I can fight them. So now instead of doing a basic damage of 9 with silent weapons, which is 5 on the crossbow on ducks and 4 on ancient pistol with Selma, that's 9 together, I can actually do 18 because I have 2 turns, which is fantastic. That means I can kill a lot of enemies without actually using any of my other abilities, which is really, really cool. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna use the Hog Rush on the medbot over there. We're gonna move there and try it out. You gotta be careful about running around these people. And I also promised to show you how it will look like if you need to revive an ability. So if you look at the skulls...
Is that a metal man working in there? Like a man made out of metal?
Move away because the butcher's moving closer. So I promised you to show you when what it's gonna look like when we need to revive our ability. So if you look at the picture under ducks, you can see that the 2 skulls are kind of filled and the 3rd skull is kind of like not filled, like hidden. So that means that we haven't revived that. We need to kill 1 more enemy. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? Well, just gonna simply attack, and then when it's Bormin's turn, we're gonna Hog Rush. So first thing I wanna do, okay, I forgot that. Let me exit combat. Is I had 1 weapon that allows me to disable enemies, robotic enemies. That's Selma. So you wanna start with Selma just in case we get lucky enough that we can disable the robot. Then we would like to do that so that we don't actually have to waste our Hog Rush ability. So let me just kind of hide here in the back while the butcher moves away. Okay, he's away. So I can move closer and I can attack. So we'll start with Selma. Selma's gonna move to over there and she's gonna try to shoot. Sorry, I moved ducks first. Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep him there, but I'm not gonna shoot just yet. Let's take Selma. And we're gonna move her to over there. And she will shoot. Okay, we didn't manage to block him, that's okay. Then we're gonna use Bormin, and he's gonna Hog Rush the medbot. Now, even though, as you may have seen me read it on the top, on the description of the Hog Rush, where it says that it will knock out an enemy for 1 turn, it actually knocks out the enemies for 2 turns. I don't know why, but it's the way it behaves for everybody. It just that's so the wrong way. Now remember and be careful about this. You don't use Borman, because if you did it, you would use a loud shot, and it would alert the other guys. So you want to be very careful about that. Remember not to use them. Okay, let me go with Borman, take the weapon parts and the broken gun, and we're gonna move towards this chest and check out what's here. Ooh, Stalker Vest. Found often across the zone, mainly upon the corpses of stalkers, hence its name. This light, flexible armor is easy to move around in, although it doesn't offer the wearer a great deal of protection. This is just like a basic vest for people, nothing too special about it. Just take up all the scrap. I guess let me just prep my people into position. Now what we're gonna do now is we're gonna fight that butcher, because then after that we're gonna kill the big group with loud weapons. So you kind of want to run around and get to him. Okay. And you can just kill this butcher with like anybody who has silent weapons. So for example with ducks, we ambush him, move up and kill him. Two maybe there and just finish him. Perfect. Nice.
Bye-bye.
Let me take the loot. We get some scrap. Now the big group around here, we're gonna kill them. We're actually gonna go from the opposite direction. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna be using grenades. Now I haven't bought any grenades. We're only gonna be using the ones that we were given. And we're gonna use them to kill them off. Unfortunately we don't have the Hog Rush ability revived yet. We have the Skull Splitter, but that's not that important for us. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hide Dax there. We're gonna move Borman behind. Let me see how he would look behind this other. Is this a full cover? No, it's still only a half cover. Okay, so we're gonna move Borman behind this rock so that he can get a half cover. Then we're gonna move Selma behind this. Okay. Can I move Dax a bit closer to the right? I would like that. Yeah. Then we can move Selma a bit closer as well. Then you are gonna have to make sure that everybody has one grenade. You get exactly 3, which is perfect, all we need. And also I have some helms that I can give people, so I'm gonna give Borman the Explorer helm, and I'm gonna give Selma the Aristo head. Also I can use some mutations on Selma, so I'm gonna give her the Super Tenders. Reach high places by simply moving or sprinting in combat. And I'm also gonna give her the Tree Hugger so she can stop enemies from moving. This is gonna be pretty important. On Dax, we can get the Moth Wings, so I'm gonna take them. And on Borman, we already taken what we could, so we're not gonna use anything. Now, we're gonna ambush. The important thing here is that if you use run and gun on Borman, you can simultaneously use a grenade and shoot, which is really good for us, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna use run and gun, and we're gonna throw not a Molotov, but a regular grenade. You wanna take everybody, so we can kill the Marauder, which is fantastic, because after this, we'll actually have the Hog Rush ability.
One of us is down!
Yeah, we still cannot use the Hog Rush. We can shoot, but we don't have, because we have used the grenade, we cannot actually Hog Rush anyway. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. We're gonna kill this zone dog with the, because the chief house is out of range, so we'll just actually let me leave him, and I might actually just put him into Overwatch. So, no, well, I'll decide later. Let's use Dax. We're gonna throw a grenade with him. Not the smoke grenade, but a regular grenade, and throw it at everybody. Just like before. And then Selma's gonna be doing 2 things. First of all, she's gonna be using the Tree Hugger. Now, Tree Hugger is only important for Chief Huss, because we don't want him to move close and use a good spot to hurt us. So instead we're just gonna be You could use the Molotov, which would kill the zone dogs, but the problem is it wouldn't hit the pyro, so that's why you need to use a hand grenade. So she's gonna throw a hand grenade, and she will kill everybody except for Chief Haas. Now, Chief Haas cannot move, but he can still shoot, so he will shoot at Borman. But because what we can do is we have a partial cover with Borman, and then we can also dig down. And Chief Haas is fairly far away, and he cannot move closer, so he should have a fairly low chance at actually hitting us. Now, for some reason, he didn't do anything. Oh, he put himself into Overwatch. That's actually not great for us, because we need to move in order to attack him. As you can see, everybody's out of line of fire. So that was really smart of him. However, if I move Dax up, then I can get 100% chance. Okay, so we'll do that with Dax. Now he missed because we are in a high ground, I believe. And at this point he no longer is under Overwatch because I already used this weapon, so we can just walk up to him and kill him. Now I admit I wasn't quite prepared for him going into Overwatch. I fully expected him to shoot at Borman, which he would have a very bad shot at, probably very low percentage. That's kind of what I was ready for. He went into Overwatch, which actually is a bit was a bit troublesome for us. But high ground gives you a certain like defense, just like if you're under a low cover. So I think having Dax here and behind this I don't know, plainish part really helped him. So that's why the enemy missed. That's we got lucky on that one. But I mean, even if we did get hurt, we can just use the medkit. We have 3 of those, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, I kind of expected him to shoot at Borman, and he didn't. Okay, and this is so important. You get a 3rd silent weapon, Mimir Needle Pistol. A short-range pistol that shoots metal or glass, needles, hurts a lot up close. This was used during the attempted coup of Mimir 32. This is so important because at this point, every one of your people can use a silent weapon. Let me immediately give it to Borman. And that means that you can kill enemies with up to 4 from Borman, 5 from Dax, 4 from Selma, so that's up to 13 HP. So that means that you can kill a lot of enemies silently, and this is going to be so important in the following areas, especially in High Road, which is where we're going to go next. So you definitely want to make sure that you use that. Oh, this is also a chem flare. Let me tell you what that is. Chem flare is something that you can throw at an enemy so that you get a better shot. So if, for example, we had a certain like points where we only had a 75% shot or something like that, if you use a chem flare, you can increase it up to 100%, which is really good. But I haven't been using them much. I'll be honest with you about that. Yeah, so we got a little lucky on this one. I mean, we had the good high cover and cover from the plane, but I was so ready for him to attack Borman. He was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So like, okay, we can investigate.
This guy looks a long way from home. Maybe he's one of the ancients sent down from the heavens to keep us from doing bad stuff, or whatever those ancients do.
I think we ancients just play games. Okay, well, I'm gonna finish this episode here, and then next one we're gonna focus on the High Road. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.